Okay, welcome back to another Sunday morning, so we can have a look through another GamesMaster issue. This time it's issue 32, August 1995, so what's going off? Still only £2.25. We lay into FX Fighter on PC, just playing a wonderful SNES Justice League Core, Britain's biggest selling games magazine. Tips overload, over 400 cheats inside. And the front cover itself, Unleashed, all of this year's games, big games previewed. It's here, Saturn launch special, £200 PlayStation Shocker, page 6. So it looks as though we're finally coming into the 32-bit era. There can only be one. It's quite good, isn't it? So what we got there, Virtual Boy 32, it's not even 32X, is it? SNES, Mega Drive, 3DO, Saturn, Jaguar with the CD toilet attachment. Still using some makeshift art for the PlayStation, having a real picture of PlayStation. So what's that? Is that some kind of? I mean, I never were big on the Amigas, but I imagine it's maybe an Amiga or a PC Master Race and all that. There can only be one. Which one did you choose back in 1995? Did you buy a Saturn, or did you go straight for a PlayStation? Or were you lucky enough or unlucky enough to have a 3DO and a Jaguar the year before? Did you go with the 32X? Have you got a Virtual Boy? Drop a comment below. So let's have a look. Oh, GamesMaster supplement, so that must have been the kind of cheap book. So PlayStation goes sub £200. I'll try and get close to this and read it. I'm trying to read it through me. Debating whether to try and read it through my phone or read it in real life. It's a bit tricky. Everyone knows that Sony are set to launch the PlayStation in September, but GamesMaster have unearthed other details that you won't have seen anywhere else yet. The machine will launch for $299, a full £100 less than the Saturn. No game will be included, but expect some kind of special offer, possibly a Ridge Racer at half price as it gets closer to Christmas. Some retailers are bound to knock the price down by £10 to £20. More exciting though is the news that in Japan the price of the PlayStation is already plummeting. A new model is launched on the 21st of July called the SCPH3000 for the equivalent of £225. To reach this phenomenally low price, Sony have removed a couple of non-vital components. The video output that was used for high definition TVs has gone along with the impact cables. Don't worry though, this will make absolutely no difference to the machine. Sales of the PlayStation in Japan have now sailed through the 1 million mark, taking even Sony by surprise. This has also led to a further price reduction in the existing units of 25%. A source close to Sony commented to GamesMaster, "You've seen what we can do in Japan now that we have sold 1 million units. When we sell 1 million in Europe, we'll be able to slash the price over there as well. This means that if Sony hit their sales expectations for this year after the launch by Christmas '96, the PlayStation will be retailing for £200 or less. As it stands, Sony have sold much more software abroad than they thought they would, enabling them to reduce the price. If this happens here, it will go even lower. Casting our minds back, this new price point almost matches what the SNES and Mega Drive first cost when they arrived 4 years ago." Yeah, interesting. Saturn is here. Saturn will be on sale in the UK from the 8th of July. It will be a bundle with Virtual Fighter and will cost $399. Originally the launch was planned for September 2nd. Sega have moved it forward in an attempt to steal Sony's thunder. See our Saturn feature on page 12. Data, what are they releasing? Some kind of universal adapter, goes in the cartridge slot for the Saturn, 40 quid. Released on 29th of June, it'll allow any Saturn to play games from any country. And Crow, talking about the film, was it? City of Angels. Off the Lorry Videos Incorporated, Judge Dredd, Blade Runner. We've got an early website. That's what they used to look like. Or is that just a screenshot from the game? That can't be an actual website, can it? What? Yes, the courageous crew take it swings into the internet to give us a taste of the movie. This one is the best web pages that we've ever seen. It includes original movie poster artwork, a selection of storyboards, samples of the soundtrack to download, and bags of all presented with a very attractive Gotham-style interface. So that is an actual website from 1995. I mean, look at that. And that apparently is pretty good. Yeah. Crazy, isn't it, when you think about it? That's what the internet looked like back in 95. So if you're below the age of 30, or shall I say if you're after the age of 30, then you probably remember that. Although I didn't remember it that much. Jelly Babies, gotta love some Jelly Babies. Sony Walkman there, that's all called charts, SNES, Super International Soccer, Mega Drive Theme Park, Amiga, Ultimate Soccer Manager, Game Boy, Zelda, Link's Awakening, 3DO, Hell, Dom's Rant. I'm not going to read all that, but he's definitely having a rant. Born on the 8th of July. The mighty Sega Saturn. Now, I've spoke about this before, but after the disappointment, shall I say, of the 32X and the Mega CD, in fact, I remember my mum and dad asking me, "Oh, would you like this new games console coming out? This successor to the Mega Drive." They probably didn't use those words, but I do remember them asking me, and I said, "You know what? I'm all right." I mean, I didn't get the 32-bit variety until it was either 97 or very, very early 98 when I picked up a second-hand PlayStation. From 95, I was still pretty happy with the Mega Drive, although I was coming away from it. I wasn't playing it as much as I said last issue. I was out on the old push iron, especially in the summer months. You know, Batman Forever. Who remembers Batman Forever, the film? Tommy Lee Jones and Jim Carrey there. Val Kilmer, wasn't it? Batman. And what's his name? Who were robbing? Chris O'Donnell? Is that right? Yeah, he's not done a great deal, has he, since? So yeah, let's look at Mega CD. Zoom in. Try to get close and stay focused. Cadillacs and Dinosaurs, interactive cartoon about these people who time travel in a Cadillac. That's a shame it's not the arcade version. Yeah, it's a shame that, because the arcade version is brilliant. We played it before for the Tubers High Score Challenge. So Mortal Kombat 3. Never really got into Mortal Kombat. Primal Rage. Waterworld. So based on the film. Imagine it's based on the film. Yeah, it is. The film may be way over budget, but rather like Ocean's Game, it could be the surprise hit of this summer. Never played Waterworld the game. Mega Drive. I'll have to check that out on the old EverDrive. Is it any good? Donkey Kong Country 2 on the SNES. Really do need to play Donkey Kong. I remember playing it quite a bit on Game Boy. Anything coming out? PlayStation, so it's talking about Wipeout. It's an F-Zero for the PlayStation, only with Ridge Racer style graphics. We've played it and it's tops. The Hulk 2, Street Fighter the movie, Slam and Jam, Soul Star. Game Boy still going strong in 1995. Are you ready to meet the pros? 90%. Still going strong, eh? Heart of Darkness on the PlayStation. And as you can see, the Jaguar is still going. Any decent games you recognise there? Dune Racer, Flashback. Rayman. I don't know when the Jaguar just faded away. Did it just? It must have just faded away, didn't it? I think it went off to go into a corner and die. Jaguar CD. It's got some good, nice selection coming out. Rise of the Robots. Spoke a bit too soon there, didn't I? Space Ace. Anything good? Nothing standing out, I'll be honest with you. Yeah. SNES CD32, Virtual Fighter, Virtual Cop. Anything good on the SNES coming out? What we got? Pinball Mania, Tiny Troops, Turbo Tracks, Gloom. Nemesis. Bloody hell, I remember when this came out at Alton Towers. What's this here? The actual comic book. I remember vaguely, well I say vaguely, quite fondly. I think it was, they brought a drink out, it was black currant, called, I'm sure it was called Nemesis, or was it black currant cans of Tango, and they had the orange ring pulls, and you had to collect so many to be able to get a ticket to Alton Towers. And at the time, black currant Tango, it might have been a black currant Nemesis drink, but it tasted phenomenal. But shed loads. Reviews, straight into reviews then. So we've got Batman and Robin on the Mega Drive, 63. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad from the screenshots, but this is a time when I tend to find that going through some of these reviews, they're a bit biased now because they know PlayStation, Saturn's coming out, etc. So they don't really slag the 16-bit era off, but they're a lot less forgiving than, say, a couple of years prior to that. So, I mean, snazzy here, look, graphics 67, 65 overall. It doesn't look too bad. Not that I've ever played it. FX Fighter. I mean, and then, you know, they're reviewing this FX Fighter. I'm looking at these screenshots. Typical polygon screenshot there. Winner. And it gets 90%. Smooth characters and impressive backdrops. Well up to PC standards anyway. So, there you go. Pete Sampras, 96, Mega Drive. Can't be a good tennis game, can you? Time Cop. Van Damme. It's getting alright, it's slagging 67 on the old graphics, although some of these screenshots still look a bit ropey. That one doesn't. Bloody hell, hang on. Sequest DSV, maybe not. Yeah. Sensible Golf on the Amiga. Yeah, I do like a golf game, but then again, never had an Amiga back in the day. Corpse Killer, what's this on Mega CD? Oh, 3DO. 83. The video isn't the best ever, but it looks impressive enough at first. 15? 15? What are they saying here? What? Lifespan, one look at the video and you won't want to see it ever again. It's terrible. Terrible. How much are we talking? 40 quid. 40 quid. Mother base. On the 32X. Sega Power. So, I mean, who says the Mega Drive was dead? Mean Machines 2, 96. 86 close saving the first in-depth look at the new Cody's Racer with tracks mapped and its new construction kit explained. You'll only find it in Sega Power. So yeah, I mean, even in 96 the Mega Drive was still churning out some cracking games. Ultimate Doom. Full Throttle on the PC CD-ROM. Star Trek on the PC CD-ROM, yeah. A lot of PC stuff in this issue, isn't there? And another PC game. Edge, the secrets of Sega's Saturn revealed, only in Edge. Flashback on CDI. CDI still going. Still going. Got Live 95. Consumer Electronics Show. So is that CES? Well, it will be, won't it? Yeah. Where were it? Earl's Court, London, 19th to 24th of September 95. Feel that I need to go. Ultra Vortex on the Jag 32. See, it's the gameplay and the lifespan. That's splan. That's killing it. Virtual Pool. Another PC game. Tips Overload. Alien Soldier. Tips of a general nature. Choose your fate. Next month, Mortal Kombat 3, Revolution X, Batman Forever, Alien Trilogy. Cracking game on the PlayStation. Many an hour playing Alien Trilogy. Star Trek The Next Generation. SNES. Yeah, so quite a range of PC games. You can quite clearly see that the 16-bit era is slowly disappearing at this stage. There's loads of chips, isn't there? Chips, bloody hell, I can't talk today. Loads of cheats, tips, that's what I'm trying to say. Not chips, tips. Cheetah, no. Jaguar. Yeah, so they're still promoting it. In fact, they're not. It's just tips. With plenty of nice gold disc there. I wonder if they did play gold discs. Did they play CDRs without having them chipped? Probably. Super Play, Yoshi's Island, the SNES World's Greatest bloody hell. The SNES World's Greatest Secret, Nintendo Super FX sensation revealed exclusively in Super Play. There we go. Let's put my teeth back in. So I've got some letters here. Talking about PlayStation. GamesMaster says, he always speaks some wisdom, doesn't he, old GamesMaster? It's rumoured that the new CD consoles will be heavily discounted, but will CD games be cheap at the price? Well, we know that's a lie, don't we? I always remember on, I'm touching bloody thing, I'm touching my phone. I always remember like watching Bad Influence, and they always used to say that the reason the price of the cartridges are so dear is because of all the chips and the printed circuit board inside, and when everything goes on CD it'll be super cheap because CDs cost pence to produce. But yeah, it's all lies, isn't it, really? Okay, so the arguments about the price of games have been raging for about as long as games and gamers have existed, but late last year it became a major topic of conversation as newspapers and even the government got involved. So he's talking about SNES and Mega Drive games carrying on with high RRPs, recommended retail price. With only the retailers' heavy price slashing bringing any sort of sense to the market, Sega and Nintendo both quoted the high price of manufacturing cartridges, I just said that, as the reason, but now it seems as though there is more to it than both the Mega CD and next generation machines were introduced with the promise of cheaper games, as CDs were said to be cheaper to manufacture. What happened? Nothing. Mega CD games remain as overpriced as ever, and now both Sega and Sony have announced that their games will retail for around £40, some as high as 50 to 60. Doesn't seem to be reduced by that much, does it? Why increase production costs? They all claim. Rubbish. it doesn't cost that much to fill a CD up with some nice F&B and lacking gameplay. The prices of these things must come down before the CD market suffers from the same crash that has affected the SNES and the Mega Drive. So yeah, so I mean, even in 2018, prices are still dear, aren't they? I mean, they have come down, I suppose, a little bit. I mean, I ain't got a CD-based console, I've got a Nintendo Switch. Nintendo stuff's always going to be overinflated. But I know from just watching YouTube, when people pick up titles for PS4 or Xbox, you give it a month or so, and it's literally half price. It just deflates that quickly. You're better off just waiting a month or so and then picking it up, because it's just cheaper. So there we go. Yeah, remember that old Midland advert there, HSBC. So that was issue 32, August 1995. Hope you enjoyed that. I think from going forwards or onwards from now, it really is going to be about the Saturn and the PlayStation. So stay tuned, and we'll see how the war of 1995 into 96 develops. So until next time, guys, I'll see you on Cocker.